welcome everybody. This is season 6, a new season of the CatchMark SportsNet podcast. I'm Scott DeCamp, host of this. Sometimes I don't want to admit it just because we screw these things up sometimes, but you live and learn, you get better. What can you do about it, you know? But I'm joined by some 3 awesome, and obviously now I'm learning patient guests. We have, they're all representatives of the Whitehall girls basketball program, and they're doing so much more than that, which is really cool to see. We have senior Taylor Ottinger. Ottinger?
Yeah.
Okay. Seems like I always screw that up. I don't know if it's Ottinger, what. So we have junior Lianne Fagan, and we have assistant coach, teacher, educator, alumna, Emily MacArthur. Hopefully everyone can hear this now. So you guys can say something so then they think that there's actually noise coming out other than me.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem. She's like, I don't trust you now.
Yeah.
So, no, but we're here to talk about some cool things. I don't want to spoil it quite yet. Want to thank our sponsors first. Big Stone Therapies, Rescue 2.0 LLC, Grieve Law, Edward Jones with Financial Advisor, Brad Atkins, Coldwell Banker, Woodland Schmidt with Dave Dusenberry, Farm Bureau Insurance, the Kenny Agency, 5-Star Real Estate Leaders with Matt Parker, The Birdhouse, Scheid Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, Greenridge Realty with Chris Dykem and Sarah Reel, and then, of course, our title sponsor, Chris Wank Real Estate of Coldwell Banker, Woodland Schmidt. He's a local guy who is able to do business in the area where he's born and raised, and it means a lot to him. He can help you with your home loans, property, and so forth, and he's happy to do it. He's also a big sports fan, so that's extra cool. So we're going to kind of go back into learning more about our guests here. So starting with Taylor, what can you tell us about yourself? Interests, future plans, etc.
Well, I play golf for the first time this year. I'm also play basketball and softball through Whitehall. After school plans, I plan to finish out early college through MCC and then transfer to either Grand Canyon University or Miami or somewhere in Florida to study medical. So
Nice.
Yeah.
You just want to get out of this area, huh?
yeah, a little bit. Something different.
Yep. What about you, Lianne?
I also play softball and basketball. Played softball or travel softball for quite a long time, and after school, hope is to go to Michigan, and then carry out some career in the medical field. Not sure what yet or what route yet I'm gonna take with that, but I know for sure I definitely have a passion with that, and it's my 4th state I've lived in.
Speaking of hospitals and stuff, tell us where you're born.
Yep, I was born in Lake Forest Hospital.
And who else was born there?
Michael Jordan's kid.
All right. You guys might have been able to kind of lip read that in the first part of the show, but that was what we were talking about.
Claim to fame.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, and what about you, Emily? What can you tell us about us? The year you graduated, where you've been, all that stuff.
Yep, I graduated from Whitehall in 2015. I also played basketball and softball for 4 years at Whitehall. I went to Hope College and got my bachelor's in social work after that. And then Michigan State, I got my master's in social work. Worked at Shetler Elementary in Fruitport for 3 years. This will be my 2nd full season coaching basketball. I've also coached softball. And then this year is my first year working back at Whitehall as the school social worker at the high school.
No, that's cool. I mentioned this earlier. You didn't hear it because you didn't hear anything. But my kids, when we moved back from Kalamazoo, I'm from this area, I'm from Ravenna originally. So when we moved back, we always kind of wanted to get back to Muskegon area. We were in Kalamazoo for 13 years. Our kids were born there. But we moved back. We were in Fruitport for a couple of years. And so my middle daughter, Josie, who's a junior now at Whitehall, she had Nicole Bale for a teacher. That was like, I think, her first teacher at Fruitport, so that was cool. Good folks over at Fruitport, though.
Very good folks.
So, but it's always neat to get back to your alma mater. Always means something.
Yeah, it's been great. I loved Whitehall when I was a student, and I knew that probably eventually I'd end up back here, and I'm grateful that the opportunity came as quickly as it did.
Yep. So one of the big reasons why we had these guests on tonight is they have a super cool, meaningful project that they're working on. It's called the Legacy Project, and I'll botch it. I know what it is, but I want them to be able to describe it because it's something they've been working on a long time, Taylor and Lianne specifically. So do you want to start out, Taylor, and kind of recap what this is, what the project is?
Yeah. So I contacted Lianne back in June, and I gave her basically a rundown, and I was like, this is what I want to do. Hopefully it follows through. So I got in contact with Cornhole America, which is located in Cedar Springs, and I sent them an email, and I was like, I want to raise money, for the White Lake VFW in either Mission 22 or Till Valhalla, whichever one would let me, basically. And then I was like, how much is it going to cost me? Like, what is the price range? And Jason is his name? Yeah? Yeah, Jason,
Yep.
I think. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
He emailed me back and was like, it's not going to cost you anything. So he donated those cornhole boards. And yeah.
Is that who you wrote to?
Yeah, initially, yeah.
Because that was, I think, when Jeff Burrell, I mentioned him a little bit earlier. He's our directing partner for tech here at CatchMark, and he used to be part of the Cornhole USA thing. And Jason was one of the guys he worked alongside, and I think it was Jason that relayed to Jeff how impressed he was with the letter, with just everything about it, with the way you guys approached it and everything. So great job by you guys.
Yeah.
Yep. So now it's Lianne's turn to talk a little bit about this. What, I guess, really inspired all of this? If you want to kind of expound upon what's been discussed.
I just knew as soon as Taylor brought it up to me, I was like, hey, you want to be a part of this? There was just no hesitation. I was like, yes, of course. Just with background of being a military kid, and then my dad being a veteran, and I was just like, yes, of course. What can I do to help? What's the next steps? And I'm really excited to see how it all comes together on Thursday.
So Thursday, you guys are hosting Montague, so it was already a big enough event in and of itself, but you're doing the Veterans Night, and that's the anniversary for Pearl Harbor as well, 82nd anniversary, so there's all kinds of meaning behind it already. Do you want to kind of explain what's going to happen at the game Thursday?
Yeah, so each Whitehall varsity member has been asked to pick a veteran of their choosing, and if they didn't have anyone, the VFW supplied, I think, 3 or 4 people for them to walk with. So I chose my cousin Garth, who graduated from Whitehall in 1999, I think. And I'll wear a T-shirt, my warm-up will have his last name, so Garth on the back of it, and then the year that he served. So, yeah.
That's pretty cool. And you as an educator, mentor, coach, obviously, what does it mean to you when you see your players, your pupils, taking it upon themselves and doing something this meaningful?
I think it's really awesome to see the passions and interests that our girls have off the basketball court. And I think, like I said earlier, that it's just really cool that when these come to fruition, it's not surface level. They're not doing it for the recognition. They're not doing it because it's a school requirement. They're doing it because these are things that they truly care about in their hearts. And the projects turn out so well because they care so much. And it's just really cool to see our kids doing things for the community that we live in and the people around them.
So
people, sounds like that you can still get involved through, what's the deadline on it? What happens, or what can they do, or how can they support it?
Yeah, so you can purchase raffle tickets, either 5 tickets for $20 or $5 each, through contacting me through Facebook or whatever. And then they're also available up until halftime of the varsity game. And then at halftime, Mr. Boyd is going to draw the winner, and you don't have to be present to win. And then you get to walk home with a set of custom cornhole boards. So it's pretty sweet.
How'd you guys decide on cornhole boards?
Well, my mom ordered through Cornhole America, and she ordered a set, a thin blue line set. with the canine dog on them. And my mom received so many compliments, like unbelievably. Like, and my mom hosts a cornhole tournament every year, and people love them. So my mom's like, just do cornhole boards. So like, even if people don't, necessarily use them or play cornhole, you can gift them off to Christmas or whatever. But yeah.
Who's the best cornhole player in this set? Not including me, because I'm not one of them. Among these three, who dominates?
Emily MacArthur.
No, it's me.
It's me.
No.
I've beat you before.
Me and Millie beat you
No, you
in
didn't.
the summer.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we did.
No, I don't
At
remember.
Millie's house or at Millie's
At
parents' house?
Annika's graduation
Oh.
party.
Didn't
Remember?
count.
You're just a sore
Just
loser.
lost.
We were under those string lights.
And we worked and played in our
No.
conditions and won.
How competitive is Emily?
She's
So
very
competitive. She is so competitive
I do still play at practice
Do you?
most days. Yes.
every day.
She can't lose. She doesn't. She doesn't.
You keep playing until her team's winning?
Yes.
Yes.
I had a gym teacher like that.
Yeah.
Dusty Fairfield was our football coach at Ravan, and he would play with us, play basketball with us, and we wouldn't be done until his team was leading.
They always get excited when they like do something to beat me, and I'm like, I'm 26. You should be beating me every single time. I'm washed up. I should not be ever winning.
So about the basketball piece of things, and I just want to kind of follow up before we go to that is just how important it is to support these causes and veterans. I don't think we can ever do enough really to pay them back and to thank them for everything they've done. We can't do any of these things without them because of their sacrifices and their courage. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to everybody, all the veterans out there, everyone that's sacrificed so much. So thank you, and thanks for what you're doing to highlight them as well. So about basketball, there's no need to take a break because we were messing around the first half hour trying to get the audio fixed. So if you guys need another water, I'll hand you one. But let's recap last season because it was an interesting season. 13-11 overall. You opened with a 41-36 overtime win over Cadillac at home. You get to take the 2-hour trip back there, 2-hour trip each way back there tomorrow. What are the biggest memories from last season that stick with you guys?
Oh, I'm starting. District champs for sure. Really, just we came together as a group as we played as one that game. And I specifically remember Annika Dempsey giving us a pep talk. 16 more minutes. Give me 16 more minutes, or there's 8 minutes left on the clock. Give me 8 minutes. And we pushed for that, and I feel like it was well deserved. And yeah.
Was she the one that hit the half quarter?
Ani, yeah, she had 3 threes in the third quarter, step back a half quarter, and then a regular 3.
Nice.
Yeah. She doesn't let anybody hit the end of it.
Were you on the varsity team or JV?
I
or then?
was a little fifth quarter kid. What was it?
But you were you're on the bench and part of it, right?
No, yeah, and I was there for all the games on the bench, and it was just so, I just love seeing the encouragement and the support, and that especially all the seniors, they brought everyone together, and they just also welcomed you so much.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel like I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
not when I did go in some games, it was just so fun to just play with those girls, and they were just very supportive.
What did that teach you guys? Because you guys had a little bit of an up and down season, but moments where you played some good ball, moments where you might have struggled a little, but just being able to play well down the stretch like that, it makes some really, unforgettable memories. What did you guys learn, do you think?
I think that you just can't take anything for granted. You never know what's going to come next, especially because there were a couple of injuries last year, and that's why there were certain girls that came up to get certain opportunities that you just don't know what's going to happen next. So just give it your all. You're out there.
Just trying to pass some water through the network of tripods we have here. But what were your memories of being on the bench and trying to kind of inspire these girls and keep them pushing?
I think the district championship definitely highlights it, but I think that when I think back to that Friday night game, I also think back to the Monday at practice when we walked in and Millie handed the girls a news article that didn't even mention Whitehall as being part of the district. It was a news article that had Grant and Montague in the championship and Montague and sailing away on its ship and winning that one. And the way that the girls came together after that point, it was our circle. There was nobody, no ref, no other team, no other coach, nobody was going to break their spirits on that. They ripped up the papers, and that was that. I knew there was a moment during the game that I told Millie, it was in the second quarter. I remember it very clearly. I was like, we're going to win this game. And on the way to work that morning, I remember texting a couple of the girls, and we're like, tonight we're going to be district champs. And that Thursday, before we ended practice on Thursday, I had the girls practice winning the championship. So we called their names one by one and handed them the trophy, and they practiced what it was like to be winning the championship, because if we were going to do it, then we were going to practice it. So it was just cool to see all of that come together. And obviously having 7 seniors, it was really important. And I was glad that we could send them off that way. And then even looking at this season, that the same momentum is there. Our first couple days of conditioning, Millie and I talked about how, we're leaps and bounds ahead of where we were energy-wise and communication-wise this year than we were last year even. So it's just really great to have that momentum coming off of last year.
You guys didn't hear this, but you can't even believe how much money Coach Miller and Coach MacArthur paid me to write that article. No, it wasn't me. We don't have a paper.
I think it was MLive, actually.
We don't have a paper, so I'm just kidding everybody. I know.
It was MLive.
No, but that's awesome when, not awesome when you feel like you're being slighted, but it's cool how you guys took it in the right way and it inspired you guys.
Grant and Montague both beat us in the regular season, so
Yeah.
nobody had any reason to think that they wouldn't beat us again. So,
No?
except for us, we knew.
How cool was it winning on Montague's floor, too? How much more does that make it special? Winning on the rivals' floor for a trophy like that.
No, it was so cool. And it was just one of those moments where you just look back and you're like, wow. It's just something you
You get
won't
goosebumps
forget.
just thinking about it. My arms and legs have goosebumps right now.
Yeah.
The gym was just so loud. Yeah. It was just felt movie-like.
And then you guys from there, you went to Frankenmuth for the regional. Obviously you had the game in and of itself, but what kind of struck me was just you guys made it a trip too, as far as tried to enjoy it. And I know it's tough because you're trying to focus on the game, but at the same time, these opportunities don't come along. You're not guaranteed these opportunities, so you got to kind of make memories when you can. What do you remember outside of the game? What was so cool about that trip, do you think?
The Christmas shop.
The Christmas
The
store.
Christmas shop. We spent hours in there.
Yeah.
I don't even know if half of us walked out with anything either. We were just looking at. There was just so much to look at.
I think Haley walked out with a dinosaur.
I think you're right. You're totally right. Or something.
Yeah.
She walked out with a goat.
No, I think it was a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Not even Christmas, but
No, not even Christmas. I liked seeing how many fans we had. So much of the community, so many parents, but then also just staff members and random people from the community who enjoyed watching us. And I thought that was sweet to see them travel that far just for a regional game. That was pretty cool.
That's cool when you see that in school. I know you guys really supported the football team, for instance. But it's cool when these groups can support each other and the community can support everything as a whole. But what about the game itself? What did you learn in that game against Freeland? Freeland's been good for a long time. They've been in that situation quite a bit. What did you guys learn from being in that situation in the regional semifinal?
That we were bad at breaking a press.
We started off ahead, and then they called a timeout.
And we learned
and then
that
it was just
Freeland can shoot the lights out. There was
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
question about
You remember
that.
Tori Jankoska or not?
I
Have you
do.
heard that name? She
Yeah,
played at
Michigan
MSU.
State. Yeah.
She's from Freeland.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. I think she might have been Miss Basketball.
She
my
was.
senior
Yeah,
year.
she was really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oak Ridge ran into her once or twice.
Yeah. I do remember her.
So, but, it's still a great experience for everybody on that. And carrying over, what are the things you guys think you carry over to this year? Coach MacArthur just kind of alluded to it, but in your guys' words, what are the things you think you can build on? How excited are you to start showing what you guys have learned?
Yeah, we're really excited. I think energy is a big thing that we carried over. Just from where we ended last season, we picked it right back up. It's more natural this year. We just support each other so much better. High fives, talking. Just a good environment to play in.
One thing we mentioned in the previous portion of this, that when people couldn't hear us, we brought up the workouts that you guys have had, the off season, the preseason. A gentleman by the name of Leo Fagan Thank you for your service, sir. Ran one of the workouts. And so what did your dad put you guys through?
This circuit, this elaborate circuit that had a bunch of stuff like nobody's like done before. Like even like he even modified it. Like I remember the night before he called me and my sisters down in the basement and like we like went over certain stuff and like ran through it and like see if like we could do certain stuff. Like one of them, he had like the fireman's carry, whatever. You had a girl on your back and you were squatting the girl. Like I was like, Dad, I just can't. Like we just can't do that. So that one got edited out. Yeah, and just it was tough. It was definitely one of the tougher days. But
Yeah, it was one of those like workouts where you don't do that stuff every day. It's not Emily MacArthur making you run, suicides up and down the court, or champions as she likes to call them. But it's just it gave you a sense of like something else. You know what I mean?
it was just hard.
It was
just
very hard.
Like one of the things like you just had to like start from the ground and then like stand up like by yourself, like not using anything, and just while the other girl's like holding you, and then like one girl like threw down another girl's leg, you can't let them touch the ground. Like it was just like random stuff that you just like wouldn't think to do, but it worked. Like we were exhausted.
Yeah.
There's a physical aspect of that, but how tough is the mental aspect, or how much does that work on the mental aspect of things?
My dad always says like your body will not give out until like, your mind tells it to. It's just like then like you think about that and you're like, okay, I can do one more. Like I can keep going, and then like even though you're like you thought you were done, you could just keep going. And it's the same like way on like the court too. You can be like, okay, I'm tired, I'm done, but then it's like, okay, like Annika said, give me 8 more minutes, whatever it was. And
Yeah.
like physically we can do it. It's the mental part of this season, I think, for sure.
Now, you didn't even get to witness any of that. You were downstairs working the other group.
Yeah.
You didn't even get to see
I
that.
didn't even get to see it. We were doing sprints. They all came downstairs and they were beat though, and I was like, no sympathy for me. We're still running.
How much did you hate her at that moment?
A lot.
Yeah, there were some grouchy folks there that day. All the days. It's good for them though.
So, you're facing, before you got Montague, Thursday, obviously you had some business to take care of tomorrow. Going up to Cadillac. It was an overtime game. You guys won 41-35, I believe it was. 41-36, something like that last year at home in the opener. A good tone setter. What do you guys expect for that game tomorrow, besides the long bus trip?
Yeah, I just hope because sometimes long bus trips can get to us, and you just come off the bus just exhausted already, and I just hope that we're able to keep the energy up and I don't know, not have the bus get to us, because it is 2 hours. I did not realize it was 2 hours. I was thinking 45 minutes, maybe up near Ludington, and then I looked it up because someone's like, oh yeah, we got a trip. And I'm like, it's not that bad. No, it's 2 hours. That's a long time on a bus.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just
Yeah, but wasn't Frankenmuth, was it longer than that or not?
I think so.
Frankenmuth was longer, I think.
It was, but we
Yeah.
had a
Right, 2.5,
nice
3.
bus. We had a charter
Yeah, we did have a
bus.
charter
Yeah, it's a little
bus.
different situation.
Yeah.
And then after that, of course, Montague at home. We talked about that with Veterans Night. It's the 82nd anniversary of Pearl Harbor. So that obviously there's going to be a lot going on that night. But about the game itself, kind of early to be playing your rival, but I mean, it is what it is. What are you thinking about that, Taylor?
I'm ready. I'm excited, and especially being my last year, I'm really ready to take it from Montague. I know either Emily or Millie said it the other day that usually Montague has the upper hand, and the basketball. If you look at the basketball records, Montague has the upper hand, and I'm ready for that to be done.
Yep, and they got you twice in the regular season last year, did they?
They did, yeah.
But you got them when with the district title on the line.
Yes. Yep.
So, obviously, I try not to. I know it's a little bit of a sensitive thing. Obviously, you had, with Osborne coming over. How has she been doing, you think? And I know she had the knee injury that she was dealing with. Montague, we had a girl on the podcast today, Ella King, who also was coming off an injury. How has she been doing with recovering? How has she fit in?
I think she's fit in pretty seamlessly. There's Millie and I were talking, so we've had 2 scrimmages, and we were talking after the first one that we kind of thought that it would take end of December, beginning of January for them to gel as well as they're already gelling. But she's been great. She's obviously a really good basketball player. She's a natural leader. She grew up good friends with Lucy Zamajan, so there was that there. But she's been great. It hasn't been odd or anything having her around. She fits right in.
Yeah.
We're very grateful to have her.
Yeah.
She's a great basketball player, a good teammate.
And what are your thoughts and your goals on the season?
All right, obviously go back to back like this year, but other than that, just like be like, I think another like big goal for us this year was just like be like as one like team, like a family. Like we really were like focusing on that family aspect side of the team, and I think it's already like leaps and bounds different. Like like after the lock-in, I was like, that was great. Like it didn't feel like anyone was like out of place or like little cliques like within the team. Like we all just like bonded so seamlessly, I think.
I think it'd be easy to look at this year's team and the story be, how do we replace 7 seniors? And I don't feel that that's going to be the story this year. I think, like Lianne said, that one of the goals is just to be together as a family. And as cliche as that sounds, like it makes a difference. And so I think winning games is one thing, but we talk a lot about like being better people, being good people, learning how to celebrate each other on and off the court and doing all of those things. And like, it's just so natural for this group. It's really encouraging to see.
And when did you have the lock-in? When was that?
Over Thanksgiving break. It was Black Friday. Friday night. I was already so tired, and I got a little nap in, and then.
Why did you guys do some shopping before that, or what?
Oh yeah, it's a tradition.
You? No, you
No.
stay away from that.
Woke up
Yeah, I'm not a
so
shopper.
early.
Yeah,
I am.
you're probably an Amazon person.
My mom is.
Yeah. So where was the lock-in at?
It was at the back.
At the back.
Scrimmaged Buckley, and then
Had pizza.
we had
together
pizza with Buckley, and then we played some Olympic games
3-on-3.
in a 3-on-3
And
tournament.
Nice.
Goal setting.
Yeah.
That's cool. What did you think about that? I mean, obviously, talked about it, but have you done those before? Been involved in those before?
Yeah, we did one last year, and it was just a really good way to set the tone. Like, for Millie and I to set our expectations for the girls and just talk about the standards that we hold them to. My big rule is that if I say an expectation, then it's not followed, then there's consequences. But if I never say it, then it doesn't matter. So we set the expectations and the standards, and then the girls have an opportunity to talk about their goals for the season. So that's always really cool just to hear from their perspective. Like there's not a right or a wrong answer, but the things that they come up with is really cool to hear and see. And last year we didn't scrimmage on that day, but it was cool to get a scrimmage in this year with Buckley. Millie's from Buckley, so we spent a couple different evenings with Buckley.
Buckley over the summer too, and they killed us. Like it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
We won by 20 plus. So that alone was just like we've grown so much.
Yeah. Yep.
Any other thoughts on the upcoming season or the legacy project that you guys are working on? Because I want to be able to get you guys out of here so you can get some sleep because you got a long bus ride tomorrow.
Got a long list of-
So
No.
I do appreciate you guys being here and being patient. Like I said, as we had our technical difficulties, as I say early on.
I do want to give a shout out to Millie. Millie doesn't like
yeah.
being on camera, but Millie does so much for the girls, for me. He's great. So he doesn't like being on camera. I'll always be on camera, but I'll always give him Millie the shout out and all the credit that he deserves.
We said that earlier, but just he's done so much for this project just alone. Like he does so much for us in general, but he's really done a lot of the behind the scenes stuff for it, and we're very grateful for him.
Very grateful.
No, but I invited him on, but I'm like, if Emily wants to come on, that'd be great because I think we always try to promote females and women in sports. I think it's important to do that. Being, father with 3 daughters, none of them are really that sports inclined. And we expose them to it. They didn't take to it too much, so I wasn't going to pressure them.
Sure.
They've got their own interests, that kind of thing. So, but I'm always a proponent of that. So, I appreciate you guys coming on for this, and best wishes for you guys.
Thank you.
Yep, we got to thank our sponsors one more time. So, because they help pay for this. So, Big Stone Therapies, Rescue 2.0 LLC, Grieve Law, Edward Jones with financial advisor Brett Atkins, Coldwell Banker Woodland Schmidt with David Dusenberry, Farm Bureau Insurance, the Kenny Agency, 5-Star Real Estate Leaders with Matt Parker, The Birdhouse, Scheid Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, Greeners Realty with Chris Dykman, Sarah Real. A special thank you to our title sponsor, Chris Wink Real Estate of Coldwell Banker, Woodland Schmidt. Hope you all have a great week, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back hopefully with better audio next week. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Yes, so must have been audio. Did you take your headsets off?